Here's how to spot toxic supplements and why our magnesium is a bestseller. So this is a heavy metals test. They call them certificate of analysis. The best way to get familiar with the quality of supplements is to understand how to read one of these. So the first part up here is going to be biologics, things like salmonella, things that can make you sick. The bottom part you can see is titled heavy metals, and there's 4 that are tested for: arsenic, cadmium, mercury, and lead. Lead being the most problematic in most of our things in high levels. Terrible for your brain. Arsenic is, obviously everybody knows arsenic, not great. And then we have cadmium, which is known to be cancer causing. So what you'll find here is the MDL, and the MDL is how low the test actually goes. So some labs will only test to say 0.01 parts per million. So you can't see any metals that are below that. Our test here goes to 0.001 parts per million, so it's very, very sensitive. So we can test even the smallest amount of heavy metals. The next piece to recognize would be the result. So this is where you're actually seeing the result of the heavy metals in the product. And then it's measured in ppm, the units here, which is parts per million. So it's measuring microscopic amount. They can measure in parts per million. They can also go up to parts per billion, which is a very unique test, not often used. Most tests you're going to find are going to be in parts per million. So the result is going to show you here in parts per million. And as you can see, the arsenic here is 0.014. Our cadmium is 0.006. Mercury is not even readable because it's lower than the MDL. It's lower than the test can read. And then our lead is 0.004. And that result right there is about 10 times less than the last generic magnesium I tested. And then some tests will show you the actual magnesium in it. This specific test did not read it, but most of the time what you're looking for is just that the milligram is going to reflect what's actually in the product. So if we're advertising for 275 milligrams, usually what we find is when they do test that, it's either 275 or above, anywhere between 275 milligrams and about 290. So that's how to read a heavy metals test.